Let's go to some calls. Let's go to Hassan. He's a Man United fan. Hassan?
All right, boys.
Right.
First time speaking to you, Jamie, but I've spoke to Jay a lot in the past. Surely time for Amorim to go, surely. I mean, if that was Rude, he would have won those 2 games. I'm just putting it out there. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, boys, all jokes aside, though, that he is going to have to get rid of some of that absolute nonsense. Because if he wants to bring Sporting to Man United, some of those players are never going to fit in, are never going to be Premier League type. We're just a rich Norwich City, to be honest. I'll be honest.
Hassan.
A rich Norwich City?
Norwich?
Yeah.
Why have you gone to Norwich? Why have you chosen that club?
I don't know.
Why have you gone there?
Could have said Rich West Brom. We're just. I'm sorry to Norwich fans. Actually, you probably play more attractive football. To be fair.
Yeah. Don't use another club. Don't use Norwich.
well, we're just a poor man's Chelsea then.
Oh dear. Although now you are getting bitter.
No, look.
Look. It's early days, Hassan. It's gonna take time. It's a new system, new philosophy with a manager. That is the way he's going to play. You know, he's not going to change. You know, he's going to be. This is the formation 3-4-3. Yeah. And players need to get on board with it. It's going to. And look. You got a result. You want a great result, but you won.
Let me put you boys on the spot. You're both professionals. Well, one of you was. What changes would you make to that lineup, and what 2 signings would you bring into that lineup to make sure that the next season they challenge for the top 4?
Right, Hassan. Here's the thing, right? Here's what I would say to Amorim. Here's what you've got. Make this squad better. Right? You've got no money in January. Make this squad better. Get the best out of this squad you possibly can. Then in the summer, I think then you'll look at players getting out. That's sometimes the hardest job. When you restructure a squad, especially what's going to happen under this new ownership model, a new manager, getting players out their contracts, it's hard. You've got players on there on big contracts, on long contracts, huge money. How do you get Anthony out of that contract?
How do you get Maguire?
Do you know what I mean? So that is going to be the biggest job, I think, moving players out as well as getting players in.
It's a problem at Man United, though, isn't it?
It's probably every club, mate. When they're big earners, trying to get them out the contract, it's hard. You might have to take a bloody nose. You might have to, take a little bit of a pasting on some of those deals.
Mate, it's a flawed business. It's a flawed business at the moment. I'm telling you. You laugh at Spurs, but we're a laughing stock, I tell you. And in May, I'm going to be calling you back again, like Steve. I'm going to be Steve.
Right, go on. What are you going to say?
Well, what am I going to say in May? I'm going to be like Steve. I'm going to be like, we're the best team in the world. Number 1, Man United.
Did you enjoy that call last night,
did you? I think everyone did.
Mate. Loved it.
I think everyone did. Thanks for your call, mate. Let's go to Mike, who's a Man United fan. All right, Mike?
Mikey?
All right, lads. How are you?
Yeah, good, Mike. What did you make of it?
I could pull my hair out.
Have you got hair?
I've got hair, yeah. I could pull it out, you know what I mean? It's another tough watch. We saw it the weekend, it was a tough watch. These players are not good enough for this football club.
Right.
But how do you get around half these football players? Because they're on big, massive contracts. And we're going to take some big hits. We're going to have to take some big hits.
Yeah, look, you're going to take hits, but you've also got to look at the side and think, look, this is what, as Cundy said, this is what we got, make them better, and then who survives. And if they don't, then you look to get them out. But what did you make of the formation, the 3-4-3? Look, it's going to take time for that to work. First half, you can get exposed that there's so much space in the wide areas.
Well, the problem we haven't got no runners. And that's where your bigger pot. I mean, look at the weekend. You had Bruno and Ericsson. And Casemiro. They were getting overrun in that midfield against Ipswich. I mean, that was a joke. It's not going to work unless you can get players to actually run. Because you look at the stats for the last couple of seasons, it hasn't been great at all. Goal front, work ethic, and all the rest of it.
Mikey, you sound very down in the dumps, matey. And I know it's been a bit of a tough start to this season, but there's new hope, isn't there? Isn't there a new beginning? Isn't there new, renewed belief? You sound terrible.
Well, the players not good enough, are they? Let's be honest. I mean, he's a 10-hard player. So you cannot judge this manager. He gets a free pass from me. He's got to get these players out and get the players he needs to win trophies again. Right. It's going to be 5 years before we win the Premier League again.
Well, I mean, who knows what time when it's going to be? But you sound Sound downbeat, Mikey.
Well, you can't. But how can you get positive?
Well, it's a new beginning. There's a new hope. There's a new manager. You know, you're right. He has got a fresh, a new pass. He has got, and he's going to be able to go into some of these games over Christmas and come out, and there's going to be some accepted facts that they're going to be games where they don't win, or you don't win, or don't play particularly well. But then you've got to move forward as a unit. I mean, I don't know what's wrong, mate. I mean.
But the players don't work together. The players do not work together.
It's going to take time, though, Mike.
Can't cheer Mikey up. Can't cheer Mikey up at all.
You know, you're saying they don't work together. It's a new system.
What do you do for a living, Mikey?
I'm a chef.
Are you? Whereabouts?
I work in a university.
Right. So, like, you know what it's like, right, when you get a new sous chef, right? Or somebody you haven't worked with for a while. Yeah, you might burn a couple of ribs. You might burn some chips. Right? Takes a while to get the team together.
We've had 3-year seasons of this, so we've had 3 seasons of trash football.
No, but it's a new beginning, Mikey.
We've had 2 games.
Mike, you've drawn 1 and won 1. Mikey,
I don't see us getting forward.
Oh, it's terrible.
I cannot see how this team, if this is the team he's got for the rest of the season, forget January.
Well, that's the truth, though, Mikey.
We will lose more matches and win.
Right. Well, okay. Only time will tell. But right now, nothing else is going to change other than the formation, the coaching, and get everyone pulling together. Mike, you sound terrible, mate. Honestly, you sound terrible.
You need to cheer up, Mikey.
Yeah.
You've got a result. You've won. It's a stepping stone forward. Deal with it.
Mikey?
Yeah, well, we can deal with it in the cup, but try and do around the Premier League. They can't even do it.
Well, how do you know? He's only played 1 game in the Premier League. Mikey?
Look at the players that Ten Hag signed for the last 2 seasons. Has any of them really improved Man United and going forward and forward and forward? No, we're going backwards and backwards and backwards.
Mikey, honestly, you're just a doom monger. You are. There's a new change. You must feel like there's a new start, new beginning at Man United. I'm listening to you now, mate. You sound like Ten Hag's still in charge.
Well, the Ten Hag plays, that's why.
If he's gone, you got Amorim to come in.
You can change the manager. Yeah, that was great, and I was happy.
Yeah, well, you don't sound it.
But look at the players we've still got.
Yeah, well, that can't change right now.
It's not going to change because they can't afford to get rid of half these players. That's my point. They can't, half of them, they won't be able to go. He won't be able to get them out of the contracts. None of them will be taken on. You can imagine what PSG...
Are there no positives, Mikey, at the minute?
Apart from the manager change, that's it.
Well, then just come on, work on that one then, Mikey.
That's what I can work on because they're not consistent, these players.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.